couch. This is the 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 couch.
Keep sleeping, beds is burning. Keep sleeping, beds is burning. Keep sleeping, beds is burning. Keep sleeping, keep sleeping. Niggas sleeping better. Wake the fuck up. 'Cause we ain't having. Wake the fuck up.
Welcome back, you guys. This is The Couch. My name is Tony. This is my man Dion right here. The album of discussion this evening is Onyx. Wake the fuck up.
Wake up, bitches.
Yo. And so I'm not sure if the viewers out here are familiar with Onyx. I'm going to say that Onyx came out with an album called Back the Fuck Up back in 1993. 94, 93, something like that, right? Came out with songs like Slam, which is essential. I mean, you go to any basketball game and you'll hear that song. Classic street New York crew out of New York. I'm not 100% sure what borough they're from. Shame on me. You might want to edit that out right there. But this album, Wake the Fuck Up from Onyx, has to be, for me, a time machine on record. Like, dead serious. Like, I put the album in, and I'm listening to it, and it automatically took me back to that 93, 95 era.
It's almost like it started. It's like it almost stopped where the good music.
Oh, man.
Where the last time you heard some good shit.
Yo.
Just picked up. You know what I'm saying? Like talking to your best friend. Like,
Yo. I put the record on, man, and I thought that I had cross colors on and walking wear and Carl Kanai and high-tech boots and Timberlands and fucking hats and shit. I just thought that's what I was, that's how I felt. That's how I felt, man. You know what I mean? Like, the one thing that I have to say about this album before we get into it real hardcore is that I am so proud of Onyx for not buying into that trap, bass-heavy, modernistic hip-hop bullshit, which they definitely could have, and I wouldn't have been mad at them, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have been mad at them. Yeah, trying to keep up with the times, but they said, fuck that. Wake the Fuck Up is gonna be Onyx, period. And Onyx to me is quintessential New York hip-hop. In this album here, man, I feel like they're bringing back New York hip hop. I know it's kind of a relic now to hear something like that, New York hip hop, because everything kind of just blends in with itself now. You know, you got cats from New York who sound like LA cats who sound like Southern cats. You get the picture. And I really like how Onyx did not buy into any of that. They didn't give a fuck about the radio. They wanted to put out an Onyx record.
You need to loosen up the clothes.
Oh.
Take the dance, put the dance. I messed it up.
Go ahead.
You need to loosen up your clothes. And leave it dancing to the
hoes, yo. And that's the truth, man. And that's the truth. And I just really like that. And even in the hip hop landscape, right? Where, Onyx, they got mad cred. Like, you can't hate on Onyx, man. You just can't. I mean, you can if you want to.
Yeah. It's funny how things is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you see those cats, you expect them to be hard, like, all the time, like, hard before breakfast, after lunch, you know what I'm saying? Still got the grimy grill on and stuff. I mean,
this album right here, Wake the Fuck Up, makes me feel that way, man. I just want to fucking slide the fucking cereal bowl across the table, man, break it. Yeah, man, like, this album is really dope, man. I really think that this is an intelligent, very smart album that they put together, man. You got a lot of cats who go out for features.
Right.
And they reach out and they're reaching. And they're just, Justin Bieber feature.
Right.
And that's whack, you know what I mean? I really like the features that they have on this album as well. Featuring cats like A$AP Ferg, Sean Price. It's got fucking Papoose and Cormega on the same goddamn track. The tone. Yeah, man. And for me, I really... Yep. Oh, man. And so when I was listening to the record and I looked at the features on this album, right, I really felt like the features were justified. Like, all of the individuals that are on this record are cats who are about the hip-hop throwback, the hip-hop renaissance, if you will. You know what I mean? Like Rex. It's so dope to hear Rex, who was a throwback MC, who was modern guy who's ripping shit, who's super dope.
Yeah,
Yeah. Rex is the man, you know what I mean? And it was really dope to kind of hear him on an Onyx album, which is like, I'm sure that Rex was inspired by Onyx, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably, a lot of what inspired him as a young guy, sharpening his chops off. And I just really liked how this album made me feel, how this album came off. And there was not one break in this album. So I put it in, and I get this nostalgic feeling on it. And I'm like, who the fuck produced this record? Snow Goons. And so when I see that Snow Goons produced this album, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Because the Snow Goons are also a part of, I feel, that New York sound, that New York renaissance, that, that Rock Marciano, Premier. There's cats out there that are still doing this, that are trying to put out that New York shit, you know what I mean?
Heavy sample joints and really the boom bap,
Yeah, real hard beats.
Hyped up. Like, imagine, like, I look, trust me, as soon as I saw, or as soon as I listened to this album, I went looking for when they were touring next. These guys are in London, these guys are overseas, and for the next year. Like, they ain't even coming back to the States.
Well, and especially this hip hop, this style of hip hop, I feel is going to be more receptive overseas. Right. Cats here in the States, we're all gassed up on some bullshit.
Like those crazy tracks, like on there that,
you say, Buck Back, yep.
Yeah.
Buck.
Yeah.
That track is amazing, man. Fuck that. Like, that shit is.
Like, the tracks on there are all energy tracks.
Hype tracks.
Hype, yeah, just thinking about Slam and just the mosh pits and people, and you can just listen to these tracks and they're guaranteed there's a few in there that you can just wild out. And they, and again, they always touch up on the subjects, like the Dirty Cop track.
Yes, sir.
That one was,
I really like
making sure you didn't forget, shit ain't always sweet,
Yeah, I really like We Don't Fucking Care. I really like that track, man. And it's almost like each track on the album is almost like anthem status.
The only thing I didn't like about the was that right?
We Don't Fucking Care.
We Don't Fucking Care. My bad, guys. We Don't Fucking Care. So, is that it seemed like Sean Price's verse wasn't like turned up as high, you know what I mean? Almost
like the mixing was kind of low.
Like just that part, you know what I'm saying? Because when you hear Sean Price on the track, it's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's time to get down, but then you just couldn't hear a lot of his bars, and
I can dig that.
Not as good as you would hear it,
I'll say this, man. I got mad love for Sean P, man. And that dude is a beast. He's a gorilla, man. This verse that he did for the Onyx album, really dope verse. But I think he kind of caught an L on this verse, you know what I mean? Or he was like, the end of the verse, bitch, send me your purse. Like, dope, very classy. I like the bars. But I've heard Sean P come.
He smashed.
I've heard him come ridiculous.
It's almost like he's a throwback, or he's a old 16.
Yeah, here's what I was doing with Helter Skelter from back in the day.
Or something, And but again, like I said, you see me, I got my hands up like this,
right?
Say I respect the shit out of Sean P. With the tonal track, I think, my wife heard the track and she was like, oh, I want to go see Crazy in there. I want to go to the tonal.
Right.
I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, if you listen to the track, it tells you why you don't want to go.
Right.
But I mean, I believe it was that close.
The Tunnel was a popular hip hop club back in that era, back in that 93, 95 era. You know what I mean? Where all the hip hop cats would meet up, beef, party, album release, whatever. You know what I mean? It was the Tunnel, like it was the main joint, out of New York.
I know. I would love to go there, but you hear about it all the time.
Right.
That spot.
I actually feel like this album, Wake the Fuck Up, is another throwback album. You know what I mean? Where it's taking it back and staying where it needs to be. This album reminds me of like being a Pink Floyd fan, right? And Pink Floyd doesn't come out with a record for 10, 15 years or whatever, you know what I mean? And they come out with a record, and it's Dark Side of the Moon. It's that same Pink Floyd that you knew and loved. They didn't kind of get all gassed up and form some bullshit. Onyx stayed true to their roots, man. And if you are an Onyx fan, I recommend this album. I guarantee you will love this record if you were down with Onyx. I'll even take you to where, if you like Back the Fuck Up, or like Shut 'Em Down, or Back the Fuck Up 2, or Live Free, Back the Fuck Up. A good day to back the fuck up.
Right.
I'm clowning.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm clowning. Wake the Fuck Up is a dope album, but if you like those records, they did not stray away from that at all. And a lot of times, it kind of poses that question as well as, do you want your favorite artist to change their format, or do you want them to stay tried and true? In this case right here, I would have been very disappointed with Onyx if they were to do something like Gucci Mane and Onyx, you know what I mean, or Chance the Rapper and Onyx, you know what I mean? I'd have been like, come on, yeah, you know, Iggy Azalea and Onyx, that'd be kind of whack, you know what I mean? And I'm really glad that they kept their integrity. They're actually one of the guys on the forefront that I feel from listening to this album that are trying to bring back New York hip hop.
They holding the flag right now as far as I'm concerned.
New York hip hop in particular, you know what I mean?
They're keeping it going.
Yes, and I actually think that New York MCs, New York artists, hip hop fans, we need to hear this album. This album needs to get, you know, a little more shine, I feel like, you know what I mean? Because this is actually drawing lines again in the sand with like, this is East Coast, this is West Coast. And it's not a beef thing.
Right.
It's a style thing. And I really think that within the past 20 years, the New York sound, which is molded hip hop, it's kind of been a little watered down a little bit. I'm not trying to diss by any means. And I think that Onyx are one of the groups, you know, cats like Onyx, Papoose, Cormega, Sean P, all the guys that they have on these records, ASAP Ferg, all these cats are on that forefront of keeping New York hip hop alive. I love this album for that alone, ultimately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then, like I said, man, listen to the lyrical content and just the way that these cats deliver on each track. They've got their style complements every beat that's put on there. It's Retro Star, you know what I'm saying?
Sticky.
Sticky Fingers. I mean, they're so tied in with the track, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're one with their verses, man, and I'm just like, yo, you can't help but get hyped up. You know?
Bust this. So these guys have to be mid-40s, still spitting like this.
Yep. Actors, I mean, you've seen them in here.
Sticky was Blade.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Sticky was Blade on FX or something like that.
Exactly, man.
You know, and so like these guys have had nice, dope careers, and ultimately with that, they could have sold the fuck out and done some, you know.
Yeah, that could have been an album, sold the fuck out.
Yeah, done some Pharrell collaboration, you know what I mean? Did a happy remix with Pharrell and got put on, you know what I mean? But I really like how these guys stuck to their guns, stuck to their roots, and are, again, superheroes for the New York hip hop scene. And I feel that way. I could be wrong, you know, and I could be sideways, but I really feel that way. I mean, and Onyx, I actually think that you guys should reissue Back the Fuck Up on vinyl. I really do think that you guys should really do that. Maybe just reissue your entire catalog on wax, because this album is actually going to get a lot of people, especially young cats who are just in the store copping new shit.
Vinyl's coming back.
Oh yeah, big time, man. But I really do. I've been seeing a lot of vinyl reissues lately, and
Disc makers now.
yep. I just saw that they did a Redman reissue on vinyl, and it's all that same era stuff. And it would be really cool to see a Back the Fuck Up vinyl reissue, maybe 180 gram. I don't know, but because I do think that this Wake the Fuck Up is gonna wake people the fuck up and be like, holy shit, who is Onyx? Like, where did Onyx go? And when you look at their lineage and like what they've done, they ain't gone nowhere. They never went nowhere. Sure, they had a couple of breaks in between, but this album is bananas. You're a hip hop fan, you were ever even remotely an Onyx fan, I highly recommend this record, man. Papoose, Cormega, Rex, Sean P, ASAP Ferg, make them pay. There's a couple of new guys that I hadn't heard of before. It's a great album. And again, I can't stress enough that these guys being gone for so long, they could have easily came back with, you know, DJ Quick feature, Dr. Dre feature.
Or not even come back at all.
Or not even come back at all. And you know, I just really respect the shit out of these guys for the way that they approach this record. I am Tony. This is The Couch. Please stay tuned. I hope that you guys didn't get too tired of us. We'll see you soon. Peace.